Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas Rosén. I'm here today with my colleague Antti.
Hello, my name is Antti Salli.
And today we are going to talk about what?
We are going to talk about our Zero series transmitters. And what I have here today is Zero CO2 VOC temperature and humidity transmitter.
So all the values on the screen we can see now is the values that is represented in this device.
Exactly. So on this mode, what we have here, we can see all the four values in the same time. So from here, top corner, we can see temperature, then we have a humidity, CO2, and then we have a VOC, or it's showing as a TVOC value. And we are using this kind of happy face to show that, hey, all the values are on the good level, so there is not too much VOCs in the air.
So I can feel comfortable at this location that we don't have any.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like showing that there is no chemicals in the air or like compounds that are making air quality bad.
Interesting. Yeah.
VOC, are you familiar with the VOC?
Not so much. From my part of the controller range, we don't usually have the VOC.
Yeah, that's very understandable because VOC is quite new thing for many of us, and or we have heard about VOC, but nobody doesn't usually know what the VOC means. And why we are measuring VOC is that there is a lot of like VOCs, volatile organic compounds, in the air. And example, our sensors can smell or recognize 5,000 different VOCs.
That's good.
But it cannot say individually which organic compound is in the air, but it can say there is something in the air. Example, if you put at the morning lots of deodorant, or you paint the wall, or whatever, you clean the table, all of those actions creates VOCs that our sensor can recognize.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's a very perfect use when you have like a, let's say, building automation system and you want to boost air ventilation and get that smelly, dirty air out from your room.
Ah, okay.
Yes, exactly. And with CO2, it's a very nice combination. Then you can measure the CO2 level and VOC in the same time.
Yeah, maybe in a conference room in a meeting where people may have very smelly perfumes, and so you can boost the ventilation and maybe make life easier for some people.
Exactly. So this is very nice combination to have both VOC and CO2. Also, when we have a temperature and humidity, we have a very nice range of measurements from the room in one product.
Perfect. Does it communicate?
Yes, it communicates. Usually there is a 0 to 10 volt, 4 to 20 milliamps, or Modbus.
Okay.
So all those most common used communication methods are supported.
And I see we have some buttons. Is there an interface to?
Exactly. Yeah, that's very good question. You can have this Zero series products without display, so it will be like a blank, or with the display, and always when the display comes, it comes with the buttons. With the buttons, you can, example, scroll the values depending on what kind of display you have selected. In this, we have a 4, but you can have also selection that you only show one value as a big
so
value.
I can build my own screen.
Exactly.
With the configuration, kind of.
Yes. So should we hop there and a little bit see what we have behind the display?
Please, show us.
So we click OK, and then it opens up for us this kind of setting display. First we have a display values, brightness, outputs, offset, and info, and then of course exit. But let's go to the display values, and from here we can see the values that we can select for the display. And you can see that there is number 1, end of Celsius, then number 3 and 2 after the CO2 and humidity. That means that those values are shown in the main screen, and also the 4. So if I want to show Fahrenheit, I would click OK. I take Celsius off put Fahrenheit, and then I would example add the CO2 equivalent. Now I have 5 selected values, and 5 is not fitting anymore that 4 value display. So I take exit, and now you can see it's a one big value.
Oh, okay.
And
It's nice to read this also.
exactly, this is something that you can see a little bit from the far away.
Yeah.
And now it's automatically scrolling the values on the display. Also, if you want to see a little bit faster, you can scroll with the buttons the values. And also I can see the Fahrenheit here.
Perfect.
This is very nice display where you can select quite freely what values you are showing.
That is very good.
Yes. Then what we can adjust is of course brightness. I can put it a little bit lower or higher.
Yeah.
I use as the max brightness now. Outputs. From here you can select from the analog outputs what values you are driving on those outputs.
So you had 3 outputs to select.
We have 4.
4 outputs?
Yeah,
Wow.
this has lots of outputs to select.
Very good.
And then offset, of course, here you can do small offset for the measured values if you have like a reference measurement. So, yeah, but I think that's what we can find from the menu.
It seems to be very simple to operate and understand. And
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very versatile, yes, and very perfect fit for many building automation applications. These Xero series products are sold through the HK Instrument and ProDual sales channels. If you have any question, just call our sales and they will tell you more about the Xero series CO2 VOC transmitters.
Thank you, Antti, for this time. It was very interesting.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See you next time.